really terrific. With or without a degree, Mark has always been an amazing communicator. Really, that's the story of his life. Attempting to communicate with those he knows and loves, and with the rest of the world. And now, my department, the Department of Communication and the University of Washington, have the pleasure and the honor to acknowledge his understandings, his skills, and his accomplishments as a communicator by awarding the coveted Bachelor of Arts Degree. And I am so proud and honored to participate in this celebration. My name is Jody Nyquist, and I have known Mark since he was a senior in high school. That's a good many years for him and for me. Met him at Malibu, Canada. He was on the work crew. Then included him in a Young Life tour for 2 months in Europe in the summer of 1967. You learn a lot about a person when you travel with them for that long, especially when you are tightly squeezed in with 7 others in a Volkswagen bus. That trip started out pretty rocky for Mark, however. Within 24 hours of arriving in Europe, in the Netherlands, after going to bed, we got a call that Mark was in the Alkmaar jail. And could we please come and bail him out? Singing on the street corner with your head out and without a permit is not acceptable in the Netherlands. Mark had to learn the hard way. But after all, he was just trying to communicate. That's right. Mark sang his way through Western Europe and behind the Iron Curtain for several weeks in those 2 months, always trying to communicate a marked message of purposefulness, peace, and love. He has sung his way through his entire life, and also through mine. When I sat down to write these remarks, I thought, what would my life have been if Mark were not in it? He has sung at almost every major time in my life: birthdays, events, celebrations, memorials, good times, exciting times, and sad times. He wrote a special song for my son, the Antelope, celebrating his birth, and has written a song for almost all my important birthdays. The latest, my 80th, this last August, entitled Friend of a Lifetime and a Lifetime of Friends. I was very touched and still am. His many contributions have so enriched my life and family, as I am certain that he has for most of you who are here. It's amazing how he has communicated. Mark brought his music to a push the 3rd week in May, a family tradition that's very dear to me, and wrote a special song to memorialize that event. And then he brought Pat, and then he brought Lindsay, and then he brought Jilly. He brought his songs to our living room for our responses. I choose that word because we were not qualified critics, but we could say what we thought, and he was never offended. I have watched Mark over all these years as he has communicated person to person, on the phone, via the computer, or through his music. Let me ask you, how many of you, raise your hands, have received an email, a phone call, a written message, or a song from Mark? Amazing, isn't it? And so, it was my special delight when he decided that he would pursue the study of communication rather than science and transferred into my department in 1968. I was thrilled. He would now discover the theory and practice underlying his natural effectiveness and even further enhance his understanding of communication. How great! And then, catastrophe. The brothers Four appeared out of nowhere and snapped him up. Horror of horrors, he dropped out of school. A dropout? After all, I am an academician, and though I tried to be supportive, of course, I wondered how singing could be more important than his education. How would that work out? But look what joyous years that decision brought and is still bringing with an education. I have attended concert after concert of the Brothers Four, even in Nagoya, Japan, where the audience knows all the words, and they sing along even if they cannot speak a single other English word. Only the lyrics sung by the Brothers Four. It is an amazing sight, and the communication across cultures makes one hope for that possibility among everyone. And of course, I don't think I have missed but a few of the Mark Pearson performances in bars and taverns and in Sun Valley, small and large auditoriums and theaters, the campfires on his website, and even at Memoria Hall with Ted Brancato, who became a major influence and friend. Musical soulmates they are. And I have had the privilege of observing how Mark has flourished as a communicator through his writings of music and prose. Way past the days of the Hallmark lyrics, which were his day job. I was there then, too. And what does Mark communicate about? Us. You and me, as we face love and loss, triumphs and tragedies, confusion and hope. Mark communicates about the many questions of human existence and how we can be better participants in the opportunity to do good by doing who we really are and helping others. Of course, Mark always communicates about love. I know he will do so tonight, so that we can receive that love and spread it to all who are dear to us. It is his trademark. And now, at 72, he is graduating from the Department of Communication. Wow! Amazing! What a man! What a triumph! He finishes BA a little later than expected, and I finally had to retire while waiting. But now he did it. And what a difference his maturity has made on his study. Having read his last paper, I was simply struck by his application of communication theory and practice to his own life. As his professor said, beautiful essay, our world needs your wisdom. I am glad you share it with others. I want you to know this paper is amazing. A+, I say. So I am here today to celebrate a remarkable life thus far. This milestone, and with great expectations for the future. Can't you just wait to see what happens next? I mean, after all, Mark now has a BA. And in communication. So tonight, thank you, my friend for the ages, for all you have said and sung to all of us. For me, this is a night when a dream has come true. Congratulations, and may God continue to guide you to do good in the world. That way, we
we will all prosper.
A real pro. You do it. First set of wheels on the open road, flying on the highway inside I know there's no place I can't go. It's one of those times in life when this guitar talks for the very first time. First notes of music, first words that rhymed, and a whole new world was suddenly mine. It was one of those times in life, one of those times when everything changed. Nothing's ever gonna be the same. Oh, the moment is bound to pass, but the feeling's gonna last and last and last. The night when we were dancing slow, the moment when I held you close and I knew I was finally home. It's one of those times in a life, one of those times in a life. It was one of those times in a life. One of those times in life. I was talking to my mom not long ago, a few days ago, and she said, I remember when Christmas time you came and you told your dad and me that you were going to have to drop out of school and join the Brothers Four. And your dad said, you can always come back. And then she kind of smiled and she said, this is your always moment. So that's greetings from my mom. I like metaphors, not as much as the real deal, but I like them a lot. And coming to Seattle as an 18-year-old, Mount Rainier has held a special allure for me for more than 50 years. As a mountain and as a metaphor. 9 years ago, my friend Chuck Salmon and I set out to walk around that mountain on the Wonderland Trail. And 70 miles into a 95-mile journey, the skies opened up, and with word from other hikers there was more rain coming. We did what our then 60-year-old logic told us to do. We got the hell out of there. Leaving behind both the metaphor and the reality of unwalked miles. Miles that Chuck and I plan to walk before we're done. And soon after I returned from Mount Rainier, the mountain metaphor became a perfect way to frame a journey around a life and a career, told in songs and stories, around 49 virtual campfires on my website. A journey beginning in 2010, finishing by the light of the final campfire at a concert at Benaroya Hall on May 13th in 2017. You'll be hearing references tonight to mountains complete with meadows and metaphors. I'll be sharing from things I've written, including papers that helped complete the unwalked miles toward a college degree. Beginning with an expository paragraph to a paper I wrote for David on music and what it's meant to my life. How to define the role or more accurately, the roles that music has played and continues to play in my life. Whitman might say the answers are large, that they contain multitudes as well as contradictions. Music was and remains the most solitary and the most shared thing that I do and that I am. Music has been a mask that I hide behind. It was and is my way of revealing and sharing my truest self with the world. Music has given me an exaggerated means of engaging that world, as well as a way to explore the most private and personal spaces inside myself. Music's role remains ever-changing. In my youth, popular folk music gave me a way to dream. And in my young professional years as a member of the Brothers Four, I felt that music trapped me in an inescapable time warp. In these days, singing those same songs in that same group, I respectfully and joyfully am a keeper of others' dreams and memories, as well as my own. Music has proved to be my life's work and personal playground. I believe music helps connect me to those earliest prehistoric campfires where songs sung, stories shared, help give meaning to the night, definitions to the day, and perhaps, at their best, a semblance of understanding to both. In the book of Joel and again in the book of Acts, it's written, "And afterwards I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your old men will dream dreams, your young men will see visions." And in many ways the same is true for the spirit of music, of songs and singing. Hokusai had his 36 views of Mount Fuji, and Cézanne his myriad viewpoints of Montagne Sainte Victoire. Music, my mountain. Sometimes I just have to find a mountain. Take some time to walk there among the mountain streams. Its twists and turns are too many for counting. As the stream becomes a river, and the river finds the sea. Life is changing and as constant as the seasons. It knows tears and laughter, and it knows joy and despair as things happen. I don't always know the reasons. I tremble and I'm thankful as I say my mountain prayer. And think of Chris there on that one, Paul. There's not one clear or simple answer to what difference it makes to go back and finish walking unwalked miles. When Chuck and I left 25 unwalked miles on Mount Rainier, I realized that that's a part of what life is. Living with unwalked miles. And so I've been surprised on one hand, or both hands, at how important it's been to get this damn degree. And to have the story that goes with it, and to have a moment like this, to celebrate it, and to have you here as a part of it. And thinking of the mountain metaphor, it's as if after spending days walking in the woods, there's suddenly a clearing with a view unseen before. And from there, it's possible to see where we've come from and where we are, and a bit of pathway forward. And to be in a moment for a moment where the past and present and future all hold some kind of equal weight. One not more important than the other. It's, among other things, simply awesome, filled with wonder and wondering things like, why does life take so long? And why is it over so quickly? thought life would come with answers I'd find along the way. At least I'd know the questions by a certain age. I believe maybe by this time I might even know the truth. When I was young and this old guitar was new, thought life would be much simpler than it has turned out to be. Didn't think that it would be so hard to trust or to believe, and I didn't think there'd be so much to learn or to get through. When I was young and this old guitar was new, this old guitar and I, we're both glad to have reached this stage. We're both been nicked and scratched, and we surely show our age, but still somehow inside ourselves we both have found a song, discovering in the music how we both belong. I never thought that I would know such joy or such delight, or that I could find such depth or passion in my life. And I didn't think that I could love someone like I love you. When I was young and this old guitar was new. Oh, when I was young and this old guitar was new. John Morton.